This call is now being recorded.
Next, we will familiarize with GUI. Okay, what do you mean by GUI? GUI is graphical user interface. Okay, GUI stands for graphical user interface. So we need to familiarize with GUI first. Okay, graphical user interface. What do you mean by graphical user interface? It is like a prompt that through which the user can give some inputs. Okay, user can give some input, and that particular window or that particular prompt will give you some output. Okay, that is called the user interface. You can give some input, and that particular interface will give you some output. Okay, that is called graphical user interface, and it can be graphically shown. Okay, that means any plot you can see by giving some input, you can get some plots. Okay, that is called the graphical user interface. So in MATLAB also, there are many platforms for creating graphical user interface or GUI. Okay, MATLAB is one such option. In through MATLAB also you can create GUI. So for creating GUI, you need to just type in the command window, go to MATLAB, and in the command window you type guide, GUIDE. Okay, just type guide. Okay, when you type guide, you will get a command prompt or just a message like this, in order to create new GUI. Okay, create new GUI, and in that you click blank GUI. Okay, so just you are now going to create a blank GUI. What is GUI? Graphical user interface. In order to create graphical user interface, you need to type guide. This is guide is a platform for creating GUI in MATLAB. You just type in the command prompt, you just type guide, then a box will appear like this. In that you can click blank GUI, then OK. Just give OK. Okay, now it has created a layout. Isn't it? You can see a layout here. This is called the layout editor. This window is called the layout editor. So in the layout editor, you can just go to file, then preferences. You can just go to file, preferences, and then in that you click guide. In the left hand side you can see guide here. In that you click guide, and then show names in the component palette. You tick this. Okay, even if it is untick, you just tick this show names in the component palette, and then apply, and then okay. That means the components will be listed here. This is already listed in my window. If you are doing it for the first time, then it won't be there. Okay, so in order to list these components, you just go to file, then preferences, and then show inside guide. Okay, select guide, then show names in the component palette, then apply, and okay. Okay, now this will be displayed. The components will be displayed on the LHS, or not on the on the left hand side. Okay, so thereby you can click on that particular left hand side window, and you can drag and drop these components. Okay, now my question is, I'm going to plot sine and cosine waves. Okay, I am having two plots, sine and cosine wave, and first I am plotting sine wave with, I have four options. I should plot sine wave with in continuous and discrete form, and I should plot cosine wave in continuous and discrete form. Is it clear? The question is clear. Okay, I should plot sine and cosine wave in continuous and discrete form. So I need to get the input like that. Okay, cosine wave and sine wave in both sine plot continuous and discrete forms. Okay, I think the question is clear. Now I am going to select a push button. Okay, so first of all, I am just dragging this push button. You can see on the left hand side, you can see a push button. You can just drag and drop this push button. Okay, so this I am placing one push button, and can adjust the size of all this. Okay, so I have one push button. Next, if you can just copy that push button and paste it here. You can just copy that push button and paste it here. If you want two push button, you can do two. Okay, so you can create two push buttons here. Okay, so you can just increase the size of that if you want. Just you can click and drag that size. Okay, so you have created two push buttons here, and now you can drag another slide which is called axis. So here on the left hand side you can see axis. You just drag it. Okay, so axis I have created. Okay, and what is the purpose of axis? On this particular axis you are getting your plots. What are the plot? Sine and cosine wave you are getting on this axis. Okay, now what is the functionality of push button? So push button is used to select what type of plot is needed. That means whether you need a continuous plot or whether you need a discrete plot. So one push button is for continuous plot and the other push button is for a discrete plot. I hope this is clear. One first push button is for a continuous plot, second push button is for a discrete plot, and axis is for displaying your window or your figure. That means sine and cosine plot. Okay. Now I should have a pop-up menu. So just select from the left hand side. You can select a pop-up menu here. This is the pop-up menu. You can just drag it. Okay. Now I can increase the size a little bit. Okay. So this is a pop-up menu. Okay, so this is a pop-up menu I have created, and now I can select a static box from the left hand side. Okay, static text. Okay, so this is static text. I have dragged it static text. Okay, now pop-up menu is used for selecting the either you need two things. You need either the sine wave or the cosine wave, isn't it? So you can have a pop-up menu to select the cosine or sine wave. Okay, so push button, first push button is for continuous, second push button is for discrete plot, and this is a pop-up menu. By means of pop-up menu you can create either sine or cosine. You can select either sine or cosine. Okay, I think the functionality is clear now. Okay, now you can the properties, you can edit the properties of this push button. Now you can label the push button. Okay, just double click on this push button. Okay, a window will appear. This is called the inspector. Okay, inspector or properties window. Okay, now properties window will appear for the push button one. Okay, inside that you can see a string. Okay, inside that you can see a string. For string you can just click this box. Okay, you can just string in parallel to that you can click this particular box and you can edit this push button. Okay, what you can edit, the first push button is for continuous, isn't it? So continuous, you can type it as continuous, then click OK and close it. So the first push button is labeled as continuous. You can see the first push button is labeled as continuous. Okay, now go to the second push button. Okay, now go to the second push button and just double click that. You will get this particular window. Okay, you can edit the property, you can label it. Okay, so you can have the string here, string, and the second push button you can edit it as discrete. So I want a discrete plot. Discrete. Click OK. Then close the window. Okay, now you have labeled two things, continuous and then discrete. Okay, now I can label my pop-up menu. Okay, just double click on pop-up menu. Okay, now what you got? You can have the string here. Yes, you have the string here, and in the pop-up menu you can write what all things you need. What is, you need a sine wave and you need a cosine wave. You need a sine and you need a cosine. Just click OK. You type sine and cosine. Click OK. So that also here. Okay, so your pop-up menu you have two options, either the sine or cosine. Okay, now in the static text is just a label for pop-up menu. Static text is just a label for pop-up menu. So just double click static text and you can just label it. In the string again you can type select data. This is just a label, select data. Okay, so now close it. Now the look at this. Select data will appear. So you can select two data. One is sine or either sine wave or cosine wave. So select data is appearing on this. Okay. Now that is here. That this is the layout editor window. This whole thing is the layout editor window, and you can have your own properties. You can select your own properties by doing this. Okay, you can edit the properties of push button as well as pop-up menu. These are a few options. I am only familiarizing with a few options of this GUI or guided tool, not all the options. Okay, now you can save this file, then save as file, save as, then inside any folder you can save this with any name. I am taking the name simple GUI. I'm taking the name symbol underscore GUI or just simple GUI. Simple GUI. Okay. And I'm saving this. So while saving this editor window or layout editor, you will get two things. One is the .m file and the other one is the .figure. Okay. You can see here that .fig. Okay. This window is appeared as .fig, isn't it? Symbol GUI.fig. Okay, that is the that name. With that name you have saved this, so you get two things while saving. One is .fig file and the other one is .m file. So this is the .m file. It will automatically will be opening your .m file, symbol GUI.m, that will automatically get opened. Okay, while you save this. Okay, so this is my simple GUI.m. Okay, now I am going to edit this. Already there is already a written function in this .m file. In the .m file there is already written some MATLAB codes. Already written functions are there. Your duty is to edit that function. Okay, so your duty is very simple, just to edit that function. All the structure variables and all, they have already declared. Okay, you just need to manipulate that. That's all. Okay, so for this, you can in in the editor window. In the editor window, you can here there is an option called go to. You can just see go to and take here simple GUI opening function. Here you can see symbol GUI underscore opening function. Here you can see that. Okay, select that. So first of all, you are going to edit what function? Opening function. So just edit that symbol GUI underscore opening function. Okay, so it will go to that particular function. The function name is function symbol GUI opening function. So you can see that function symbol GUI opening function. Inside that function, you write. So inside that function, you write look at here. There are two. All the other things are this green color things that indicates comments, isn't it? This green color things that indicate comments. Okay. After this particular comment, you write your code. After this particular comment, you write your code line. Okay, all these green color things are comments. Okay, and you write your code here. Okay, now I am going to write my code. Just I'm copying this. I've already written the code, so I'm just copying that. Okay, so yes, I have copied my code here. Okay, now you can see what is my code in order to plot a sine wave, isn't it? So x equal to minus 10 colon 0.1 colon 10. I have defined my x. It is varying from minus 10 to 10. I have defined my x. In order to plot a function, you need x variable and y axis, isn't it? X axis and y axis. Then I am finding sine of x. Okay, sine of x, I am assigning it to a variable sine underscore plot. Score plot. Okay, now this handles is a structure variable. Handles is a structure variable. Okay, that is already pre-written in MATLAB. Okay, so don't worry about that. So handles is a structure variable, and using this dot operator, you access this particular sign underscore plot. Okay, so handles dot sign underscore plot is equal to sign underscore plot. What is sign underscore plot? Sign of x. So sign of x is assigned to a variable sign underscore plot, and this sign underscore plot is assigned to the handle structure. So handles dot sign underscore plot is equal to sign underscore plot. Don't worry about this handles. It's a pre-written structure variable. So in order to access this guide function, opening function, you need to have this handle function or handle structure variable. I hope this is clear. Now, okay, now for the cosine. Okay, what is the next line? Again, you are defining x is equal to minus 10 colon 10. So x is varying from minus 10 to 10. You are plotting cos of x, cosine of x, and you getting cos underscore plot. I am assigning it to a variable cos underscore plot. And after that, I am writing handles dot cos underscore plot is equal to cos underscore plot. That means I am assigning it to the handle structure variable. Okay, now this is already written there. Okay, one second. Now you need to type one more line of code. There is one more line of code. Okay. Okay, what is the line of code? So here you can see that handles dot current data equal to handles dot sign plot. So you are setting the current value. What is the current value? When you run this particular program, you will get a GUI. Okay, you will get a GUI, and you are setting while running, you will get a GUI, and what is the current value? Okay, that you are setting. What is the current plot? Whether it is a sine plot or a cosine plot. Even if I am not changing to cosine, what should be my first plot? When I am seeing the GUI, what will be my first plot? I am setting that my first plot. Okay, so handles dot current data. Okay, handles dot current data. I am setting my current data value as handles dot sign underscore plot. This sign underscore plot is a structure, and I am defining it to handles dot current data. Okay, now you can plot that. Plot of, what is the plot? Is the command in MATLAB for plotting. Plot of x-axis comma y-axis, isn't it? So what is x-axis? X-axis is x variable. X-axis is x variable. You are defined as minus 10 to 10. And what is y-axis? Handles dot current data. What is y-axis? Handles dot current data. So handles dot sign plot, I have assigned it to handles dot current data. Okay, and I am plotting this handles dot current data. Okay, now it will be I will be getting a plot for sine wave, because I am assigning it for the current data I am assigning it for sine wave. So when I am running this GUI, I will get for a sine wave, not for a cosine wave. For cosine wave, I should go to another function. Okay, I hope this is clear. This is how you are editing a particular function. Already pre-written function is there, which is the function name. What is the function name? This is the opening function. In the opening function, I am creating my x. Okay, after this particular comment, you type x value, then sign of x, then sign underscore plot. You are assigning it to handles data structure, and then handles data structure I am setting as my current data value. Okay, I hope this is clear. And now there are two more lines of code. This is already written here. Already there will be these two lines. Handles dot output will be equal to h object, and the other one more line is there. GUI data equal to h object dot handles. Okay, these two lines of code will be automatically will be there inside this particular function. These two lines of code is saving your GUI or handle structure. Okay, these two lines will be saving the handle structure or updating the handle structure. So no need to write these two lines of code because it is already written there after your code. Okay, I hope this is clear. This is how you edit already opening function. Okay, this is how you edit the opening function. Now this is not, they just save this. Okay, just I'm saving this M file, and now I'm going to the layout. Okay, and this is the layout, and for this layout I should provide a callback function. What do you mean by a callback function? So when I am clicking this continuous, my call will be going to that particular function. Okay, my function call will be going to the particular function. So just right click on this continuous, and you can see view callback, and you can click on callback. So it will automatically fetch you to the callback function. Okay, so this is the callback function. Okay, so first push button, I am pressing for first push button. For push button 1, this is the callback function. Okay, so inside the function I need to edit. Okay, so inside that function, these are all comments. Okay, these are all comments, so no need to worry. This green color are all comments. So inside push button 1, what is the purpose of push button 1? Push button 1 purpose is to for a continuous plot. Okay, continuous plot. So you can write your code just for continuous plot. You can write plot function. Okay, I'm copying this. Okay, I'm defining my x as minus 10 to 10, and I am just continuous plot. So I can use plot. This is push button 1 is for continuous plot. So plot x axis comma y axis. What is the x axis? The variable x. And what is the y axis? Handles dot current data. That is a y axis. This is about the callback function of push button 1. Now save it. Okay, now you can write the callback function of push button 2. Okay, for that you again go to the layout editor, the second push button, discrete push button. You can just right click that, view callback. Again, callback function opening for push button 2. This is for the function for push button 2 callback. Okay, now you can edit this particular push button 2. Again, these are all comments, and I can write it as, for push button 2, what is the purpose of push button 2? Push button 2 purpose is temp function, isn't it? So I'm copying this. It's already written, so that is why I'm copying. Okay, x equal to minus 10 to 10. Okay, so stem function. What is stem function? Stem is for discrete plot, and for continuous plot you are using plot, and for discrete plot you are using stem. This one already you are already familiarized with the function stem. For continuous plot you are using plot, and for discrete plot you are using stem function. Okay, so stem x comma handles dot current data. Stem x comma handles dot current data. X equal to minus 10 to 10. X is the x axis, and y, what is the y axis? Handles dot current data. Okay, handles dot current data, you already have said that, handles dot current data. I hope this is clear. Now just save it. Okay, now you can go for pop-up menu. Okay, again layout editor. Now for pop-up menu you need to edit the function. This is the pop-up menu. Okay, right click the pop-up menu and view callback. Again go to callback. So this is the pop-up menu callback function. Pop-up menu, you can see here it is written pop-up menu callback function will be opened. Inside that you write the function. So I will explain pop-up menu callback. Okay, inside pop-up menu callback function, you are creating two structure variables. One is string. Okay, str string, for like this. Str is equal to get h object comma string. So using this h object is already a predefined variable. Okay, h object, and you are creating a string. Okay, and next you are creating value of that particular string. You are creating value for that particular string, and you are using a switch case. You are using a switch case. So switch str of value. Okay, switch str of value. That means you are going to have different values for this val. Okay, str of value. Okay, now what is the first case? Case 1. What is the first case? Case is sine. You have labeled it as sine and cosine, isn't it? In the callback, in the pop-up menu, what were the names that you have given? Sine and cosine. So what is the first case? First case can be sine wave. Okay, so in the first case, if the user is selecting, the sine wave, then what you need to do? Handles dot current data, it should be updated as handles dot sine plot. If the user is selecting the sine wave, handles dot sine plot is your structure variable that you are assigning to handles dot current data. Okay, now the user is selecting cosine wave, so that is the case 2. This is a switch case statement. So case 2, the user is selecting cosine, then handles dot current data is equal to handles dot cos underscore plot. Okay, so I am updating the current data. So switch case is ended here. Switch case is ended here, and you should save the current handle structure. So GUI data h object comma handles. This is how you save the handle structure. All these are structure variables. Okay, using the structure variable, I am creating a switch case. That's all you need to understand. Okay, all these are all this str, string and value, these are all predefined by using the structure variable. So using the structure variable, I am creating this string and value. Okay, so for this string and value, whatever values I am getting for this string, I am checking what all values I am getting for the string. Either it can be a sine or it can be a cosine. All these are predefined. Okay, so sine is the label which we have given. You might be remembering. Sine is the label which you have given for sine wave, and cosine is the label you have given for cosine wave. Okay, so if it is a sine, if it is a cosine wave, I am updating my current data as handles dot cos underscore plot. I hope this is clear. And once you update this, you should save the handles structure. Okay. So that is all about this um, what pop-up menu function or pop-up menu callback. You can just save it, and now you can run that. If you want to run this, you can either click on the run button or you just type your name, symbol GUI. What is the name of the GUI? Symbol GUI. You are just typing that name and press enter. One second, let me check. Okay, this is undefined function. It is showing as error. Okay, we will check that. Okay, right now you just make a run here. Okay, either you can make a run here. You just run here, or you can go for a run in the particular layout editor. You can go for a run here in the layout editor. You just run here. Either way you can run this. Okay, 1 second. Okay, now it is working. You can just type, you can, after saving, you can just type symbol GUI in the command window. Now it is working, symbol GUI in the command window. Okay, so you can go for a run here, or you can just type symbol GUI in the command window. Okay, now a pop-up will appear like this. Okay, now you can, this is your GUI, this is your GUI. Now you can, if you want, see, when I run this GUI, automatically it will be taking my sine wave. Okay, and if I want to select cosine wave, you just select cosine here, and if you want a continuous plot, you just click continuous, it will be a continuous plot. If you want a discrete plot, you just click discrete, it will be appearing as a discrete. Okay, if you want to have a sine plot, you just select sine and plot discrete, select a discrete here, you will be getting discrete. And if you want to have a continuous, you just select continuous, you will be getting this. Okay, this is your GUI, this is your created GUI. So you can have many different functions for this GUI. Right now I have already familiarized a simple or a basic how to create a GUI in MATLAB. I hope this is clear. Okay.